What's going on, folks? I'm Renegade. Today I want to tell you guys a story. Don't worry, it's got a moral behind it. So I've been making YouTube videos now for a few years, and when I started this channel I was single and kind of went along, was doing whatever, and when I did get a girlfriend, I invited her to be part of the channel, put her out there. I was actually making a video the day I met her, so I can, make mention of her. First day I met her, she ended up being in videos, and well, we all know how that ended.
What's going on, folks? I'm Renegade, and frankly, I'm pissed off.
Not good, not good. And maybe I will explain more of what happened in that in another video if anyone would be interested, because the story and what all happened with that in terms of a workplace harassment, I think it's one worth telling. But let me know that in the comments. So yeah, that didn't end well, like, at all. And then I ended up with another girlfriend, and you saw her on the channel as well. That didn't end well either. No. But what's funny, or at least what I think is funny, is that there's been this common thread that has been through all these situations. One of the interesting points I'm trying to make with this is the fact that I've gone through a lot of really bad relationships, and I'm making mention of the two that you guys, if you've been a long time subscriber, have been there to witness. Yeah, they had their, I mean, it's not like they were all bad. I mean, they had their good times, but then there was a lot of bad, and then they ended very badly and explosively, and yeah. But there's even more that you guys haven't seen because they predate my making YouTube videos. And I venture to say that basically every relationship I've been in has ended badly. Really badly. In fact, one relationship, the woman was, for lack of a better word, crazy, and basically by the end of it, she had tried to sever all ties with any of my friends and me, and tried to cut my family out, and took a bunch of my stuff, and took all my money, and I ended up being homeless, and broke, and lost my job, and wonderful relationship as well. Yeah. Now again, I'm never telling you these stories so that you all pity me or anything like that. I want you to learn. Hoping you guys can learn something from me and from the hardships I've gone through. Or at bare minimum, I can be of entertainment for you. Maybe sip your coffee or your tea. But anyway, I make mention of the last two relationships I've been in that you guys both have been here to witness, because it's part of the story arc. It's a very interesting story. So the first one I showed off on this channel, or that I introduced in this channel, whatever, I met her at my local library. Later on, I would end up working at said library. As that relationship exploded, shall we say, my employment at the library came to a close as well. Couple different reasons, and like I said, maybe if you're all thinking that it'd be interesting to hear and you want to hear the story, I will tell the story and explain more in depth. But like with any job, you make some friends, and you got some people that maybe you don't want to lose contact with when you leave. And one of those people actually happens to be a very close friend of mine, who numerous times throughout the course of this channel I've made mention of, or I have quoted her. And she'd say something that, you know, I took to have a significant meaning to me, and I don't know whether or not that was her intention when she said it, but there were things that I would hear her say that resonated with me, and then that I would put back into my channel for you guys to hear, hoping the same thing, hoping that this little nugget that she dropped into my brain would resonate with you as well. So that, you know, that friend, she's been referenced on this channel quite a lot. Like, pretty much any time they make mention of, like, oh yeah, I've got a friend who said, it's been this one particular friend. Yeah, all those comments and those little nuggets of wisdom come from the one friend who I made while I was working at the library, while I was dating the girl who you first saw on this channel. Fast forwards a little bit. Second girlfriend. Yes, I promise there's a moral to this. Second girlfriend, I met, and we started dating. It didn't end well, obviously, because she's not here anymore. But I learned from past experiences that when we started dating, I told this girl that, you know, I've got friends who I've had for longer than I've known you. And as long as there's nothing bad happening, I'm not going to give up my friends just because. And I realize that hearing that out of context sounds really rude of me. But I've had friends before who girlfriends have disapproved of strictly based on their looks or whatever, but without actually having any necessary reason or cause for concern. So I told this girlfriend, not gonna happen. I've got friends, that's all they are, just friends. You know, this is not a you need to be concerned about me cheating type of thing. This is just a friends. Got male friends, got female friends. I'm not a cheater, I don't cheat on anybody, so they're all equal level to me. It's not a gender thing, it's just a simple. We date for a while, and things end. Okay. The funny thing is that throughout the course of this relationship, she and I had many fights about one of my friends. The same friend that I just made mention of, that has spread all these little bits of nuggets into the channel without really knowing. And yes, she's a subscriber, so she knows after the fact, after I've put them into the videos, she knows that I made reference of her and what she said. Anyway, yeah, previous girlfriend and I had many fights about this friend because this friend is female. To me, this person has always been a friend. Just a friend, nothing more, just, oh yeah, my good friend. That's it. This friend that I'm referencing became my best friend, okay? And, like, she ended up being that person that you talk to about everything. You don't hide anything. You just converse. And she'd give advice, and I'd give her advice about her situation and everything like that. So it's particularly funny that, you know, at least in my opinion, that this friend has witnessed 2 really bad breakups of mine and watched things in my world get pretty well rocked by this type of thing. Even funnier that, you know, getting into these fights with my now ex-girlfriend about her, because like, oh yeah, my good friend who I've just, you know, I've been friends with and I worked with and yada yada. This particular friend helped me to realize the fact that I've been in some really bad relationships with some really crazy people and was really treated poorly. I've never had a healthy relationship with my family, and various aspects of my family have added to the difficulty of having relationships with them, and has added difficulties into my life, to be honest. And not to air too much dirty laundry, but basically a lot of my life has been kind of messed up, and I can point it out as being the cause of something involved in my family. And when things like that would happen, you know, when there'd be something that would come up, whatever it was, my exes were never that perceptive, never that helpful. You know, at best it would be kind of rant and, you know, stand by me and everything. And then that was it. Okay, now what are you going to do for me? Type of thing. And the sad thing is that, like, I'm not a complete idiot. Like, I didn't notice this stuff as it was happening. It's only in retrospect that I realized, oh, I had fooled myself into this. So, of course, while I'm talking to my friend about all this situation, I'm telling her, like, I'm never going to do that again. Like, my eyes are open now. I'm not giving in for that. You know, I want somebody who will actually give a shit. And someone who actually is there to help, and to help for the right reason. Just the reason of being of help. The same reason that I would help somebody. Not because I'm looking for something. I've led a difficult life, as I've said. I've had difficulties thrust upon me. I've had weird scenarios. I mean, just being on this channel, you guys have heard that I chopped the tips of my fingers off and couldn't use my hand for months. You know, my right hand, my dominant hand. Couldn't do a lot of life, period. My mother died and my father went off the rails crazy. Yeah, then those are just in the last year and a half, whatever now at this point, the time of recording. You know, stuff like that. It's like, it's a weird life. I've had weird things happen, and it's not been easy. And although I'm not looking for somebody to support me, it's nice to have somebody there to tackle issues as a partner. I've always been there to help with other, like, my, you know, other girlfriends' issues when something comes up. You know, problems they're dealing with, but I haven't had as much support being returned. I guess the long and short of that is that I've always been looking for a partner, a true partner. Someone who cares, somebody to love me, just as I love them, but somebody who ultimately I can look to in times of need and know that that person is standing next to me and that we're in it together, 100%. No matter what the situation is, that we both have each other's backs, completely. It's something that I didn't realize I hadn't had before. The fact that I didn't have somebody who I could sit and I could talk to about anything. I never had that person that I felt like I could say anything to. I could express anything I was going through and not have any concerns. For me, I'm a fairly private person, despite the fact that I've got a YouTube channel. I know, it's weird. I'm a fairly private person, and there's a lot that I don't say. There's a lot that I don't express on my own. And that's just because I have an issue with trust. And I have really never had that person that I could trust, 100%. So naturally, I've never really had a partner, completely. And that is the moral that I want to give to you guys. Don't settle. When it comes to your relationships, don't settle. I, unknowingly, but I've been settling for many, many years. As I said, I didn't realize it at the time, you know, but I have been. I've been settling for what I thought was right and not what actually was. What felt right, what just was right. So that's my suggestion to you guys, is not to settle. Because not having that wonderfulness of having a partner, it makes your life more difficult than it needs to be, when it should be nice and easy. That's it. I dealt with it a lot. I have dealt with girlfriends who have tried to ruin my life, who've lied to me, who've been emotionally abusive. One that was trying to be physical abusive. I've been cheated on, lied to, and just been in horrible situations because of the women that I've dated. And it's not something that I wish for any other person, because it really, really is crappy. So don't be like me, like I have been for the last, you know, many, many years, basically closing in on 2 decades. Yeah. Don't settle. Find that person who is really, truly a partner, because that will make your life a lot easier and a lot better. At no point while I was dealing with all the other drama and bullshit of the last couple relationships that I dealt with, either things that were happening and how that particular thing was handled by the other party, or just the drama that happens in a relationship, never have I felt completely content and like it would all be okay. It was an added stressor. Yeah. Don't do that. It's not fun. Find yourself a true partner, and that will make your life a lot better. Yeah. Oh, and if you're curious, I have found that partner. That good friend that I made mention of, that I met while I was working at the library, who has imparted all these little bits of wisdom into this channel, into my life, and then in this channel, who I've been able to talk to about anything. And then oddly enough, who I got into fights with my ex-girlfriend about, because she swore up and down that, you know, we were madly in love with each other. And I argued that, no, she's just a friend, because she really was. Let's just say sometimes you can't find the beacon you're looking for because it is standing too close to you and is too bright and blinds you. Yeah, my best friend. Fell in love with my best friend. And that is who Stacy is when I talk about her. My true partner. Get yourself one like it, because it will really change your life forever in a really, really good way. I hope you guys can learn from this and take the moral of it, and just remember not to settle. Till next time, guys, y'all keep rocking and rolling. I'm gonna keep taking care of business. I've got paintings to work on and whatnot. And yeah, remember what I said. Find yourself some happiness. Find yourself a partner. See you next one.